Estonia calls on Russia to stop provocations, disinformation campaign.
Here's a summary of the article.
Estonia on Friday called on Russia to stop the provocations and its disinformation campaign in Ukraine amid rising tensions. Estonia fully condemns such actions and calls on Russia to stop the provocations and its disinformation campaign, it said, showing solidarity with Ukraine by using the hashtag #StandWithUkraine hashtag. Seeing worrying reports on Russia's attempts to spike up tension in eastern Ukraine. Estonia fully condemns such actions and calls on Russia to stop the provocations and its disinformation campaign. On Friday, leaders of the self-proclaimed republics of Donetsk and Luhansk in eastern Ukraine announced an evacuation of residents, saying Ukraine had intensified shelling and was planning an attack, the BBC reported. Ukraine has repeatedly said it is not planning any attack, and Foreign Minister Dmytro Kuleba dismissed what he called Russian disinformation reports. Full statement by the MFA of Ukraine on Russia escalating the security situation in Donbass.
This post received a score of 5,700, with an upvote ratio of 96%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
The time of concerns is over. The time of condemns has come.
Shouldn't that have started after MH17? Greater than shouldn't that have started after MH17? Well, at least we're on the moral high ground, having spent 8 years attempting honorable reconciliation with Putin and his kleptocrat cabal of mafia thugs.
I love how former Soviet states like Estonia and Lithuania, after decades of living with misinformation, have no time for this bullshit anymore. Unfortunately, in the West we have people with no understanding of history falling for it hook, line and sinker.
Russia is fucked up and we know it.
Old irrelevant men sending young boys to fight their wars and die. Greater than old irrelevant men sending young boys to fight their wars and die. You nailed it, man.
Greater than old irrelevant man sending young boys to fight his wars and die.
One man alone does not run a country. He needs key individuals to support him, as with any other leader. He has pleased them so far, else a challenge to his rule would appear. That no challenger to Putin is appearing indicates that the others are complicit in what is to come. Meanwhile, here half of population really think that if war starts, it's all because Ukraine attacked Donbass, Luhansk. Brainwashed old folks from FB fake troll accounts and news pages.
Or there's far fewer than you think and Facebook is making it seem like more.
There was actually normal survey, not internet one, and it turned out that 44% of population blame NATO for current situation, which is more than those who blame Russia. Source.
I remember at school, the bully would always try to act like the other kid was provoking by making up some bullshit about what he said. Then be like, "What did you say? You trying to start something? Just trying to justify beating up a kid for no reason cause he was a cunt and so is Putin."
Next thing you know will be Putin claiming Estonia is a NATO puppet and developing nuclear weapons to threaten Russia.
Estonia is NATO.
This is a common misconception. NATO is actually 3 Estonias in a trench coat. Someone slap that Putin bitch.
The Baltic states know that they're next in the firing line should the Russians successfully invade and occupy the Ukraine and get away with it. The Russians will use the large ethnic Russian populations there as the pretext for another invasion, the real reason being that they want ports in the Baltic.
New York City has 5 times as many police officers as Estonia has military personnel. That number just freaks me out.
Well, New York City has 8 times the population of the entirety of Estonia, so.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.